Welcome to the Women's Bar Association of Illinois Cable Show. I'm Judge Patrice Ball-Reed. I'm going to be one of your hosts this evening. We have fantastic women who are part of the Women's Bar, and they're going to be speaking with us tonight about women in leadership. Each of them is met through the Women's Bar Association, and I'm going to ask them several questions, and we're just going to have a good chat about what they do and how they got together. First, we're going to speak with, I'm going to call you a judge, Karen Enright, and she is a partner in the firm of Blair, Caravelli, Irmen, and Enright. She practices in the area of personal injury, and she is a graduate of the John Marshall Law School and also a past president of the Women's Bar Association. And Jennifer Irmen, who's also a partner in the firm of Blair, Caravelli, Irmen, and Enright. She's also practices in the area of personal injury, and she's also a graduate of the John Marshall Law School and involved in the Women's Bar. So Karen, I'm going to start with you. How are you this evening?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for being on our show today. But part of what Judge O'Brien's theme for this year is Leave No Woman Behind, Empowering Through Leadership. So we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about your new fantastic firm that you started, which is so exciting to have 4 women that I know that have started a new firm in Chicago, so it's very exciting. So let's start with Karen. You were past president of the Women's Bar Association, and you developed strong leadership skills, I'm sure. Can you tell me how those leadership skills have helped you move into this partnership with Jenny and the other partners?
Well, in 2008, I was president of the Women's Bar Association, and I had the opportunity to work with Jenny. She was a young lawyer at the time, and
she still is, don't you?
She is a young lawyer, exactly. But I had the opportunity to mentor her through the Women's Bar Association and through John Marshall on the alumni board. So she was just a fantastic young lawyer and was really enthusiastic about helping other women, about working in personal injury, the same thing that I was doing. She helped me immensely during my presidency, and I just knew she was going to be a fantastic lawyer, and that's what she is today. So I was really excited to be part of her early career.
And now that you're in partnership together, it's 4 women partners, and that's very new in Chicago because I haven't seen that lately, which is very exciting. But in terms of being a woman-owned business, have you met any challenges or opportunities?
Well, we are one of the only female-owned firms in the city of Chicago, and we're really proud about that. It's a different atmosphere. It's been unbelievable. I wouldn't say there have been too many challenges because we've had so many people reach out to us saying that they really wanted a female or they really wanted a woman to represent them. So I think it's opened up all kinds of opportunities for us. We do a lot of personal injury and medical malpractice, and our other partners practice in family law. And I think with a female-owned firm, you have a completely different perspective, and we present our cases in a different way. And I think that, you know, when we are in situations where we're in court and we're in front of juries, people relate to us, and especially females really relate to the area of law that we practice. And so I don't think there have been too many challenges, but what I do see is a lot of opportunities and doors opening because of the fact that we are all female-based. And like I said, it's just a totally different perspective.
Well, Jenny, you're going to be moving up in the leadership in the Women's Bar Association, and I think that's very exciting for you. But you also practice in the area of personal injury. Is there a different segment of that industry that you practice in from Karen?
A different segment? I mean,
malpractice versus...
both of us do personal injury, but also medical malpractice, nursing home cases. That's primarily our area. Our other partners do family law, but that's primarily our focus.
And since you've just begun, how do you see yourselves growing? Are you going to go to 8 partners, or are you going to keep it small? And
that's a good question.
Keep it just dynamic, because it should be great together.
You know, that's a really good question, because when I joined a year and a half ago, it was just Elia and Deanna, and they were a 2-man shop. And Karen was one of the ones who gave me the advice of just kind of closing my eyes and jumping, because it's a huge risk to leave a very structured, sophisticated firm, the great salary and 401k package to be on your own. And I did it, and then here we are a year and a half later. I would never have thought we would expand it as much as we have already. Now Karen is with us, we have a full staff, and so I already see some of the other female attorneys in our division kind of really interested in what we're doing, and almost, maybe it's just a feeling I have that maybe they would want to partner with us at some point down the road.
We've had a number of people actually approach us about expanding our firm, and we've just expanded. So it's just a really unique experience. So we've had a lot of people that have called us, and they either want to work in partnership or of counsel.
Right.
And
just one this week, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
as I indicated earlier, Jennifer, you're going to move up into the Women's Bar leadership. How do you, balance the business that you're running with the leadership you're going to have to develop in the Women's Bar Association? Yeah,
it's tough. You have to really be micromanager. God, you have to be someone who delegates a lot of the work. You can't be a micromanager. You have to really be able to, see priorities and take the few minutes that you may have to get something really done quickly, and know what will take longer, and really trust, a solid group of women around you, so that when you do delegate, it'll be done right and correctly and the way you would do it, and at the same time run the business.
And not sleep.
Oh, and not sleep. Oh, my. Well, the other thing about women being together, sometimes most guys think, oh, it's going to be a cat fight. Do you all encounter any of that?
Not at all. In fact, we really come together on a lot of different issues, and we have each other's back. So, I've worked in a number of different firms in the past, and I've never felt the type of support that I feel now with these women. And they understand some of the daily grind that you have to go through, and all of the challenges that you have, and all the things you have to juggle. It's not easy, being a mom, being a lawyer, running a bar association, being in leadership roles. It's a lot to juggle, and there's a lot of support that we have.
Well, Jenny, you're also going to be president of the John Marshall Alumni Association.
I am.
You've got a great dinner coming up on May the 12th.
That's right.
And so I'm looking forward to that.
Thank
you. But now that you're going to be in leadership in that organization as well, how is that going to fit into all your pie that you have to take care of?
I know. Well, I love John Marshall. I always have. They have a great alumni staff. There's a lot of support there. The school is, super behind us, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them. So I'm looking forward to kind of creating new avenues for the Alumni Association. Our another woman, Carrie Valentino, who's going to be president of the Women's Bar, I think in 3 years now, is the current president of the John Marshall Alumni Association. And she started these networking circles and programs for students, which I'd love to continue. And I would love to even see more networking opportunities for John Marshall alum themselves. So I think together with Carrie's help and the executive committee and the alumni office, we're going to do a great job this year.
Well, that's our first 8-minute segment, so we're going to take a break. We're going to come out and find out some more things about you ladies. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're here.
Hey. Is everything okay?
Actually, no. It's about your wrestling.
It's not fake, if that's what you're thinking.
It's not
No.
fake.
It's real. Watch.
That's fine. But it's pretty violent. Too violent for my kids, at least for right now. So I'm gonna have to block you. Understand, guys?
It really is real, I don't know what I'm saying that doesn't convey that.
We were talking before about the things that the two of you have done, and so now let's talk about the things you're going to do together in the future or separately. But we're going to start with you, Karen. What's the next phase?
Well, Jen and I have each taken on different mentors, mentees through the John Marshall Law School and through the Women's Bar Association. We're involved in the mentor program. So we've always believed that we should have a certain amount of students that we mentor throughout their career at John Marshall or through the Women's Bar. So we want to expand that, and we're thinking of teaching either a trial ad class together or a writing class together, but something that encompasses practicality. We want to help students, not just women, but we want to help all students to have some practical experience while they're in law school, on how to actually work up a case, how to file a complaint, how to argue it in court, how to, like, we'll take them to the motion call, and we'll take them and, take them actually into the courtroom, so that they can graduate and say that they've actually had some practical experience, because we think that's key in our business, that when you graduate, you have to know how to do these things, because once you start working, you hit the ground running, and a lot of people don't have that type of experience.
Okay, so when you were graduating from law school, did anybody give you that kind of experience?
I worked full-time, and I went to law school full-time. So I had the benefit of that experience, and I think it's huge. But I know that the job market today is not as good as it was when I graduated, and it's really hard to get these types of jobs. So I want to be able to give everybody that type of opportunity, regardless of a job or not. We want to make sure that people have that type of experience and feel comfortable going into a firm and starting to work from the time that they graduate.
Jen, did you get that kind of experience?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's really key. I was very lucky because I got a position at a firm, Bruce Farrell Dorn and Associates, Bruce Dorn is an adjunct professor at John Marshall, hires tons of John Marshall alum, and realizes the importance of trial advocacy and really giving you a mentor and training you how to be a trial lawyer. But I, at the same time, was thrown in and was like, here's a stack of cases you're going to go try. And I was like, oh my God, But not every, I think, young attorney gets the opportunity to have a mentor. A lot of them don't. In fact, some of my students at John Marshall will call me asking me questions because they don't have that opportunity at their firm and don't want to look like they're not experienced in front of their partners.
So how long have you been adjunct professor at John Marshall?
I think it's been 5 years now.
That's great.
Yeah.
And so what kind of classes have you taught?
Legal writing. So I'd love to expand into trial advocacy, which is really our love, right? Being a trial attorney, being in front of a jury.
Okay. So now you're going to add one more thing that you're going to do?
It's about giving back, though. These
Sure.
are things that we like to do. And now that, we have our own firm, it gives us the opportunity to take the time and do the things that we really want to do. It was really difficult before when we were working for other firms to be able to give that time. And now we feel like we have this opportunity, and we have so many different people in our firm right now that are going to support us and help us through this. But it's time to get back. We've had a lot of good things that have come to us. So.
Excellent. So have you guys figured out what the division of labor is at the firm since you've just started? Because somebody has to be the chief cook and bottle washer, and then somebody has to do the marketing, and somebody has to make sure the office is running. So have you come up with a division of labor?
Well, Jen is really good at all the marketing. That's for sure. I can barely turn on a computer, to be honest with you. So I'm in charge of hiring people to make sure the rest of the work gets done.
That's good.
But seriously, everybody takes on a different job, and everybody wears a different hat. And I have learned a lot since I've been there, because it's a lot of new things. And change is good, but at the same time, it's not easy. It's a big learning curve, and these guys are a lot better at these things than I am.
Oh, I don't know about that. But I will say we are all equal partners and friends before anything. So we do make decisions together, and if it makes any one of us uncomfortable, we don't do it. And I think that's what is the success of our firm.
Okay, so when is the ribbon cutting ceremony, or did I miss it?
I don't
We
know.
haven't had it yet.
Okay.
We may have a holiday party.
Yeah.
We'll see. You'll, of course, have an invitation.
Yeah,
Oh, that's what I'm looking forward to.
there will be a launch. We're just
Okay,
Right.
very
trying to perfect our timing on that.
Right.
So.
So, and Karen, you're also involved in the Illinois State Bar Association.
I am.
And what's going on with that area?
Currently, I'm on the Board of Governors, and I'm the liaison for 7 different committees. And I am also going to be chairing the Tort Section Council. I'm in the lineup for that right now. So I'm busy working on all these different committees, and the Illinois State Bar Association has just been, such a great organization to be a member of, and we've partnered up with the Women's Bar Association on a number of products or activities and programs, but it's a statewide organization, as you know, Patrice. We're on the assembly together. And I just got elected again as a member of the assembly. So it's such a vibrant organization, and it's a statewide organization, and it has really given me the opportunity to expand a lot of my experience and a lot of my connections.
Okay. Well, now, since you're on the board of assembly of the Illinois State Bar Association, and you've been a leader in all these places, how do you develop those skills, and what skills are they?
Well, Jen and I just went to Springfield. We had the opportunity to meet with a number of different legislators. We also went to the United States Supreme Court the week before. So we have been blessed with the opportunity to meet with different legislators, meet with judges, meet with justices, and talk to them about what the real issues are that face our society. Not just female issues, but issues overall. We talked to Justice Ginsburg about the fact that we're missing a justice on the Supreme Court. And that was a key conversation that we had, because she said it's not a Democratic or Republican issue. We really need to get another justice, because when the court rules and it's a 4-4 decision, it's almost as like the case is dismissed. So you go so far to the United States Supreme Court, and you can fall short because we're missing a justice. So we talk about issues like that, and we testify on bills, and we try to get involved because we don't want to sit back and be part of the group that just complains about things not getting done. We really want to effectuate change. So I think it's our duty and our responsibility as women and as part of the Bar Association for Illinois to really get involved in the process, to not, just voice discontent, but to really try to effectuate change.
Well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk some more about the change that you're talking about. Thank you.
So in an early stage breast cancer patient, stage 0, 1, or 2, there really are some options as far as surgery goes. That can be either breast conservation surgery or lumpectomy, or mastectomy. Large clinical trials have shown no survival difference between the two. However, technically and recovery-wise, there are really big differences. Mastectomy is a much larger operation with a longer recovery time, particularly if reconstruction is involved, that involves several more procedures. Lumpectomy's advantage is it's an outpatient operation done under general anesthesia, much shorter, and I have patients back to work within a week or less with minimal side effects.
Well, we're returning to speaking with Karen Enright and Jennifer Irmen, and we were talking about change before we took our break, so I'm going to go back to Jen and say, now what kind of changes do you see yourself making with John Marshall Law School Association, with the Women's Bar, because you're going to be moving up as time passes.
Yeah.
So what kind of change are you going to make happen?
Absolutely. The John Marshall Alumni Association has always been very active. We always have like a judges night every year. We have a Freedom and Distinguished Service Awards dinner every year. Past president of the John Marshall Alumni Association. And it's great, but I'd love to see it become even more active. I'd love to see some more networking opportunities within the specific practice areas. So that's my goal for this year, is to continue on the networking programs that Carrie started for the students, but also start a program for the actual alum and try and connect the senior alum with the young alum.
And now this year we're doing a dinner instead of a luncheon. What made that happen?
We are, everyone loves the program, but we've seen over time that the event doesn't expand. It's the same, it's very consistent, it's very successful every year, but we wanted to really make it like a premier networking opportunity for alum. And it's hard to do that when everyone is in court or in depositions or have a call, and so we wanted to make it easier for the alum to come. So we've expanded so that the VIP reception is an hour, the general reception is an hour, and the program is a couple hours with opportunities afterwards to network as well. So I'm hoping it's a new tradition that we start. It actually used to be a dinner, I guess, back, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago. When I was told it was like this black tie gala, but
When
you
I was a
know,
lawyer.
we're like, you know, baby steps back to the gala.
You weren't even alive then, were we?
Of course not. I wasn't.
The law school prom.
Oh, yeah.
Barrister's ball.
That's what everyone's calling it. It's like the Oscars, because like the award recipients are getting recorded this year, and so videos are going to be played. We have a step and repeat that just arrived in our office. So, the step and repeat is like, you've seen it at women's bar events. It's like a big screen with the logo that you step up in front of and you take a picture. It's really fun. Everyone loves doing it, and so we're hoping it'll catch on.
It's going to be a fun event. I'm looking
I hope
forward
so.
to it.
Yeah.
And you're also moving up in the women's bar. So congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
And so what do you see doing with women's bar?
Absolutely. A goal of mine and other leaders in the Women's Bar has been to make the Women's Bar Association really a statewide organization. So something that Michelle Kohut, past president, actually brought to our attention was having receptions and events throughout the state. And so the board a couple of years ago voted to create what's called the House of Delegates. And we have 4 women's bar delegates in each district, appellate district in the state of Illinois. They've been doing a great job. We just went to a legislative reception in Springfield. There was another one, Patrice, you were there, where we had almost, I think it was 100 people in DuPage County, 2nd District. They've had events in Lake County, like really everywhere across the state, and we're seeing some more awareness of the Women's Bar and really our mission and our goals, and our leadership is expanding throughout the state. And so I'm hoping within 4 years, I'll be president, and that's actually an amazing program, that there's actual competition to want to be a delegate and, you know, want to really go out there.
And so you're still doing the state bar. So what are you going to be doing in the future with them? What's your plan? I'll be nosy.
With the state bar?
Yeah, what are you going to do? You're in the assembly now, so.
I'm on the assembly. I think there's going to be some room or some time that I'm going to be able to devote to being more of a leadership role in the state bar. Not making any promises right now, but I don't feel that there are enough women in leadership roles. So I do hope that I can either fulfill one of those roles or I can convince others. We've had some really good female mentors. I just saw Cheryl Nero. I was just with Paula Holderman. I've had some really good female mentors in the Illinois State Bar, and I hope to emulate them at some point. And so we'll see we'll see where that goes.
Yes. Well, you've been a great leader of the Women's Bar Association, and can you tell our audience what kind of skills you developed or what you think helped you move forward like you've been doing?
I think other women supporting me really helped me and gave me confidence and taught me things that, or gave me the confidence to know that I could move forward and that I could fulfill some of these roles that I had been previously intimidated about doing. I've worked in firms with all men for most of my life, and I've never lacked confidence, but I always would look at other women to see, you know, what is the next step? What can I do? And I've had the opportunity to have other women actually help me and show me and really mentor me. And I think that has given me the confidence to move forward, the opportunity to move forward. They've really promoted me, and you know, I'm just so grateful for that. And that's why Jen and I want to start a program and help other women, not just in the Women's Bar Association, but also in John Marshall, in the law schools, because we feel that if we can start helping them and giving them this confidence in the law school level, they'll have it by the time that they graduate. So that's part of our idea.
Well, I'm happy to be a guest lecturer if you'll have me, but same thing with you, Jen. What has pushed you forward and made you step up to leadership roles?
You know, when I came out of law school, I met a woman who was a past Women's Bar president now, and I met Karen and Enright. I met you, Patrice. I met Jeanine Reynolds, and it was just something about you ladies, like the closeness that you had, the real, I think, dedication to the mission, and the real dedication to supporting women and promoting them and really making them successful and mentoring them and training them to be you. And so that is what I'd like to do for those behind me. It's been a lot of lessons, you know, like with the Women's Bar. I was asked to describe it in one word for the centennial, which was a couple of years ago now, and I described it as an education. Because it really has taught me how to be a diplomat, a leader, a philanthropist, a fundraiser. I've had all these different hats that I've never had to do before, and it really, I think, made me who I am today.
Okay. Well, ladies, thank you so much for being our guests this evening. I really do appreciate it. I'm looking forward to great things from Claire, Caravelli, Irmen, and Enright. Okay. We ended our first segment of the show with two of the partners from the firm, and we're going to have another segment with the other two partners of the firm. I hope you'll stay tuned. We look forward to presenting that to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Patrice.
Thanks, Patrice.